The New Mexico Bowl features two teams that fell well short of their preseason expectations. On one hand, you have SMU coming into this game at 7-5. The Mustangs were at one point 3-4 in year one under Rhett Lashlee, but rallied to win 4 of their last 5 and are now looking for their first bowl win since 2012. On the other end, you have BYU, who will be playing in their last game as an independent team before moving to the Big 12. The Cougars were at one point the number 12 team in the country all the way back in week 3, but then went 2-5 from that point on before winning a few games at the end to get to 7-5. So two teams that had higher expectations coming into the year. The New Mexico Bowl really wasn't on either of their radars, but yet here we are. Now the question is, who finished the year with momentum? Who gets to hoist the trophy over their head when it's all said and done? So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We are so glad you could join us today as we predict and analyze this New Mexico Bowl between SMU and BYU. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Of course, check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country over there, including our holiday special that will give you every single college football bowl game spread pick and every single NFL playoff spread pick for just $29.99. Go check it out. Link down in the description below. We guarantee we'll finish with a winning record. We guarantee you'll win some money if you join us over at thegridironexpert.com. So let's take a look at this game, guys. Let's break down the Mustangs and the Cougars. We'll start with SMU, who's the designated road team for this New Mexico Bowl. The Mustangs guys are good offensively. They are electric and they are fast. That is what you would expect from a Rhett Lashlee-led team and a Rhett Lashlee-led offense. The Mustangs average 38.4 points per game, 325 passing yards per game, and 155 on the ground. As of this video, we really haven't seen any major opt-outs from SMU or BYU. So for the Mustangs, that's great because Tanner Mordecai should be playing, who's thrown for over 3,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, just 9 interceptions. Also, his star wide receiver and Rashee Rice should be playing over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns on the year. That is one of the best duos in the country, and they don't get talked about nearly enough because they went 7-5 and they're in the American. But they're putting up ridiculous numbers for a quarterback wide receiver duo. The ground game is pretty dang solid as well. Tyler Levine leads the way with 551 yards and 9 touchdowns. If you're any team playing SMU, your main focus is going to be stopping the pass, but you cannot completely ignore the ground game because they will make you pay for it. The Mustangs have scored at least 34 points in 4 of their last 5 games. So they finished the year 4-1, scored at least 34 in 4 of those games. They're starting to hit their stride. Not that they were ever in an offensive slump, but they're hitting their stride. They're confident and they're hungry to win their first bowl since 2012, especially since the last few bowl games they could have participated in got canceled. Take a look at BYU. Jaren Hall is expected to play in this game. That's huge. If he wasn't, I think everybody would be hammering SMU. So Jaren Hall gives BYU a fantastic chance to win this game. The junior quarterback has over 3,100 yards, 31 touchdowns to just 6 interceptions. He's a leader. He's a dog. He's fantastic. He is a major reason for BYU's success over these last few years. And we thought they'd be a little bit better this year, but obviously injuries and a tough schedule as well hindered the Cougars. They averaged 31.9 points per game, 267 passing yards per game, and 174 rushing yards per game. That's your key number. Can BYU not only remain balanced, but can they establish the run, keep SMU honest, keep SMU on their toes? Puka Nacua at wide receiver is the key, 625 yards and 5 touchdowns. Christopher Brooks at running back, who's rushed for over 700 yards and 5 touchdowns, ultimately could be the X factor in this game. All eyes will be on Jaren Hall, will be on the quarterback battle between Tanner Mordecai and Jaren Hall. But what about the ground game? We focus so much on the pass for both teams, it could be whichever team runs the ball better that wins this game. And BYU certainly has the possibility and capability of doing that with 174 yards per game and Christopher Brooks in their backfield. SMU, let's take a look at their defense. We'll take a look at both, don't worry, because neither defense is good. All the more reason this game could be more exciting than you think. All the more reason this game could be high scoring because both offenses are very capable of putting up points. The Mustangs guys are giving up 34.7 points per game, 243 passing yards per game, and 203 rushing yards per game. That's your key number right there. We just talked about how good BYU could be on the ground. And now we look at SMU and we realize they've given up 203 rushing yards per game. They give up 152 to Memphis. They give up 310 to Tulane, 179 to USF, 182 to Tulsa, 182 to Houston, 179 to Cincinnati. They've allowed well over, not just like 101, 102, well over 100 rushing yards in every game they've played this season. They have not held a single opponent to under 100 rushing yards. But yet, the Mustangs still contend, they still keep games close, and they've still won 7 games because of their offense. All SMU really needs in a game is 1 or 2 stops where they get the stop and they go convert, and they're good to go. That's really all the Mustangs need. So sure, the defense is pretty abysmal, but the offense makes up for it. BYU, their defense, also a major struggle this year, giving up 30 points per game, 236 passing yards per game, and 173 rushing yards per game. So their rushing defense, not any good either. They gave up 227 rushing yards to ECU, 300 rushing yards to Liberty, 277 rushing yards to Arkansas, 234 to Notre Dame, 212 to Oregon. And as we mentioned, if SMU can establish the run, if SMU gets to run the ball, they win. They win because we know they can air it out. Throwing the ball is not going to be an issue for SMU at all. It's a matter of can they run? Can they establish the run, stay relatively balanced, and maybe take some weight off of Mordecai's shoulders? And if BYU cannot shore up that rushing defense, and the Mustangs are literally galloping through that defense in New Mexico, it's not going to matter. The Cougars have not done a great job creating pressure, only 13 sacks on the year. They've only forced 11 turnovers. So BYU is really struggling on the defensive side of the ball, and they're now facing one of the best offenses in the entire country. So what's going to happen, guys? I mean, you look at this game on paper, it's a really good bowl matchup. They did a great job pairing these two teams. I mean, two teams that, again, kind of fell short of expectations based on what was expected in the preseason. Two teams that have very competent offenses, especially on the ground game. So much is focused on the quarterbacks, but the ground game is key. And two teams have really bad rushing defenses. So what's going to come of this game in New Mexico? I do expect, a lot of points. I think we're going to see a lot of offense from both sides in this game, assuming everybody plays or no extra opt-outs, no extra injuries, anything like that. But ultimately, and I'm sure I'll regret this because they have never really come through for me before, but I'm going to lean SMU. I am leaning SMU in this game. I think the Mustangs are motivated to get a bowl win in year 1 for Rhett Lashlee. First year as a head coach, they want to finish it on a high, 8 wins against a quality opponent. They're also motivated because their last 2 bowl games were canceled. So the guys that are still there are anxious to finally get to play in a bowl game. They're getting that chance. They want to go out on this high. You look at BYU, under Kalani Sitake, they don't play very well in bowl games. They've lost 2 of their last 3 bowl games, including an upset loss last year to UAB. I do think this game is very, very close, but ultimately, as we said, SMU only needs 1 or 2 stops in this game to win it. I think they're going to get those 1 to 2 stops. They're going to convert, and I'm going to take the Mustangs to beat BYU in a fun, exciting, high-scoring New Mexico Bowl to clinch an 8-win season in year 1 of the Rhett Lashlee era. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Of course, check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on the gridironexpert.com. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the country over there. And we have that holiday special now where you can receive every college football bowl game spread pick and every NFL playoff spread pick for just $29.99. No joke. One of the best prices in the country. Guaranteed winnings. Only at thegridironexpert.com. Go check it out. Sign up today. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time right here on The Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.